Hey guys, for today's reading lesson, we're going to kind of take some things that we've been learning about the author's structure, some of the text features, and the author's purpose, and kind of put it all together. And we're going to spend today and tomorrow working on a chart we're about to build in our journal, and I'm going to read this book to you. Alright, and you'll be filling it in as I read it to you, and then submitting your chart tomorrow over everything you found, okay, as I was reading. So I'm going to help you build your chart. So in your reading journal, we're going to write the title of the story at the top. So it's I didn't know spiders have fangs. Okay, so for your chart, you're going to need 3 columns. I'm going to use a marker to make my columns. And I'm going to put a line going across here too. Remember, if I'm moving too fast, you can pause your video to get things drawn or to go get markers or different colors. If you want to make yours colorful, that's okay too. So in this first column, we're going to focus on some of the structure, okay, the text structure we've been talking about. So as I'm reading, let's list all the different structures here. If you hear any of them, you can put a page number where you found it, and that will be your proof or your evidence, okay? So if you hear a good description, okay, and then I'm going to skip a couple lines for you to write page numbers if you hear that, okay? And then we have sequence. So if you hear them telling anything in order, you can write the page number. Okay, then we have compare, contrast. So maybe if they're comparing different types of spiders to tell how they're the same or different, you could write your page numbers there. Okay, problem, solution, because remember, sometimes there's more than one text structure in a whole story. We have focused a little bit on little bits here and there describing the text structure. I don't think we've really looked at it as a whole story yet, though. And then cause effect. And I might give clues as we're reading, like, ooh, that would be a good this, okay? So make sure you're listening as I'm reading and watching these videos so that you know what to do. Okay, so here we're going to list any kind of these text structures we hear in this story. Here, you're going to tell me if you see any of the text features we talked about yesterday. Okay, so again, I'm going to list them, and I picked out only 4 of them, okay, that are the most important. And if you see any of these, then you can just write the page number, okay? So, diagram. Remember, a diagram is a picture with labels on it. Maybe, and I'm going to skip a few more lines. If you see a caption, so maybe a photograph with information written under it. If you see a map, and maybe a chart or graph. Okay, any of these you think are important. And once we do this, once we figure out the main text structures that are in our story and some of our features, we're going to write in this column over here, how does is help the author's purpose. Okay, so the first thing you're going to have to tell me is, what is the author's purpose? And then underneath, you're going to tell me how the text structure and features help the author develop their purpose. Okay? So you've got to tell me that also, because there's a reason they put the diagram in there. There's a reason they're comparing and contrasting, okay? It's going to help their purpose in some way. All right, so pause it if you need to get this finished up and drawn, and I'm going to start reading. So whenever you're ready, unpause your video. And I'm only going to read about half of it today. I didn't know that spiders have fangs and other amazing facts about arachnids. I think I've told you I love spiders. This book is falling apart. I had to keep it together. Oh, look. Here's our table of contents. Tells us if we want to look for specific things, what pages to go to. Okay, did you know that some spiders are as big as your face? Some can live for 28 years. Scorpions are arachnids too. Discover for yourself amazing facts about spiders and other arachnids, how they catch their food, what they eat, where they live, and how they defend themselves. Watch for this symbol. That means there's a fun project for you to try. Is it true or is it false? Watch for this symbol and try to answer the questions before reading on for the answer. And don't forget to check the borders for extra amazing facts. Ooh, so far scientists have identified 30,000 different types of spiders. I didn't know that spiders have 8 legs. Spiders have 4 pairs of legs. So do scorpions, harvestmen, mites, and all other members of the arachnid family. This makes arachnids different from insects, which have 6 legs. It's funny, there's a little insect hiding on the page. A Greek myth tells of a girl named Arachne, who could spin so well that the goddess Athena was jealous and turned her into a spider. Poor Arachne, now she could only spin webs. I think that's a picture of it. Down here it says, many insects can fly, but arachnids can't. It's not easy being a spider. Stand back to back with 3 friends. Link your arms and try walking across the room. 8 legs need a lot of control. Look at this cool diagram. It shows, look at the heart. This big red thing. Oh, and look. You've got your lungs going in between your heart and your liver. That is not what our insides look like, guys. The fang, look at the brain. Oh, and look at the spider's intestines. They go all the way from the front, all the way to above the brain. Okay, a spider's body. Oh wait, some spiders sometimes lose a leg when they shed their skin. Ooh. Okay, a spider's body has 2 halves joined at the waist. The front has the brain, eyes, jaws, and legs. The back has the heart and organs for digestion, reproduction, and breathing. True or false? A spider has no bones. True. Although it has no bones, a spider has an exoskeleton. This is a hard suit of armor which protects its body but doesn't grow. As the spider gets bigger, it bursts at the seams and sheds its skin. Underneath, there's a new exoskeleton in a larger size. Most spiders are soft and easy to eat, but the spiny back spider above, this one right here, has sharp spines that would stick in a bird's throat. See the spines coming off of them? Those are gnarly. I didn't know that most spiders have eight eyes. These are on the front of their head. In spite of this, many of them can't see very well. They feel their way around with their legs. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, and there's one back here. 7, 8. 8 eyes there. It says a spider sheds its skin about 10 times as it grows. I wonder if it hurts when they shed their skin. Silk is made by glands inside the spider's body. The silk is runny at first, but hardens into a thread when it is pulled out by little tubes called spinnerets. When an insect gets caught in a web, the spider rushes over, paralyzes it with venom, and wraps it in sticky silk. Sometimes it saves it to eat later. Hundreds of years ago, people put spider webs on their wounds, believing that this would help stop the bleeding. They were wrong. Putting a web on a wound would just make it dirty. And those are the page numbers if y'all have been needing to look for page numbers, okay? People have been known to use spider webs as fishing nets. Oh. I didn't know that. Spiders make a new web every day. Spiders are always making new webs because their old ones break easily and lose their stickiness. A web traps food for the spider, so it is essential for survival and needs to be in perfect order. In 1306, King Robert the Bruce of Scotland had been defeated by the English. Hiding in a barn, he watched a spider spinning its web. The spider's hard work inspired Bruce, who returned to the battle and succeeded in beating the English. Let's see, how many pages are in this book? Okay, we're almost halfway. Spider silk is stronger than steel wire of the same thickness. I didn't know that some spiders live underwater. Water spiders live in lakes and ponds, but they can't breathe underwater. They spin themselves a bell-shaped web and keep it filled with air by collecting bubbles from the surface. Turn a glass upside down in a bowl of water. Put one end of a drinking straw under the glass and breathe air into it from the other end. See how the water is pushed out of the glass as the air collects in it? By filling a web with air, in this way, a water spider has a supply of air to breathe while it's underwater. Huh, that's cool. Oh, and look, there's a picture of it. See? That's his web that he traps his air in so he can breathe. The sheet web spider's web below hangs like a trampoline. Above it, the spider spins a series of upright threads. Insects crash into the threads and then fall on the sheet below. Some spiders lie in wait in their webs, hoping to catch tadpoles. Oh. 2 more pages and then we'll pause our book for today. Let's see. Trapdoor spiders dig out their tunnels with their jaws. I didn't know some spiders jump through trapdoors. Trapdoor spiders dig a burrow in the ground, cover it with a trapdoor, and hide inside. Then they pounce on any creature that passes. Look at that, that's smart. The bola spider is named after the bolas, a South American lasso. The bola spider swings a line of silk with a drop of glue on the end. The glue sticks to the wings of fluttering moths, which are drawn in and devoured. The net casting spider spins a net and then hangs head down on a thread, holding the net and waiting. When an insect walks by, the spider scoops it up. Thought you'd have a little lunch there with an ant. Okay, so we're going to stop right here for today. We'll read some more tomorrow. Now, if you need to, go back and listen again and tell me, did you hear any good description going on? I don't think I heard anything in order or the sequence of anything. I didn't really hear that. I heard some comparing and contrasting of some things. That was a good structure I saw. Problem and solution? Maybe. Maybe because some of them, especially the way they made their webs, created a solution to eating.